Hello everyone, my name is Nina Mickelsen. I'm an artist here in Lewes and I am super happy and very honored to have my artwork hanging for 3 weeks at the Peninsula gallery. You will see a lot of color, you will see a lot of experimental surfaces. I do a lot of different types of work and to some extent, it's surprising even to me that there are so many things that sort of come out. The beach was a fantastic experience for me, coming to see the Delaware beaches and the kind of lightness of heart that you encounter here, and how people come to enjoy and the laughter and the being together and the sun and the ocean, and that's the feeling that I wanted to capture in my beach series, the culture of our beaches. I do my still life, my dining series, fun dining series, and I think about the 60s. I think about the parties my parents had when they were young, and all the bottles and the glasses and table settings and the friendships and the hangovers, yeah. Then I also do my golden have more spiritual meaning to me, to myself, and it's like maybe the icons in the Greek Orthodox, the Russian Orthodox Church, the icons are perceived as the windows to God's kingdom, and I think that's what I'm looking for when I work with gold. It's like the window to divinity and to the spiritual dimension. It's interesting, I think color came to my life a little later in my life. The color came with the art. And I became so much more bold, in corporate settings. I had black suits and blue suits. I think I had a purple suit, which felt very avant-garde. I usually use very bright and clean colors. I am not much of a mixer. I don't feel that is a skill of mine. I rather see the strong colors play off each other. I was always an amateur photographer, avid photographer. And then when Photoshop came, I got very curious about image manipulation. And then I started studying Photoshop, and then from there it was kind of a very natural transition to image transfer, and that had to do with silk screening, and that's how I sort of initially learned how to get into silk screening. And from there, I was thinking about, well, how do you image transfer to canvas, and that was acrylics, so I got into acrylics, and from acrylics I got curious about surfaces, and so that's how I got into resin. It really was a very organic process for me. One thing led to another, and it's always been curiosity driven. When I heard the word evolution, you can look at it in so many different ways, but for me, I felt like it spoke to me from the point of my own evolution as an artist. And the whole idea of moving from very graphic, very things that you can really recognize, very known objects, to something that kind of speaks to your intuition. That's sort of, that's an evolution that you go through as an artist. But once you start getting comfortable with it, you start longing for the bigger freedom. And I started having very advanced artist friends, and they talked about making art from intuition and intuitive art, and I'm like, oh my God, what are they talking about? So it really was a realm that I wanted to step into, and you have to kind of dig deep, which was an interesting experience, and you have to go inside yourself and trust the tiny voices of intuition, and just trust it and go with it. And when I work and when I do abstracts, I start also longing for the more concrete and very precise graphic work. So I switch from one to the other, and one feeds the other. And a lot of it has to do with probably same thing, same for all artists. We have a need to see certain shapes, certain colors, certain textures. We kind of respond to a need in ourselves when we work. I'm really, really lucky and really, really appreciate the people, my patrons who kind of react and understand what is in my work, and they relate to it and they want it in their homes, and that's what allows me to continue to explore.